At Walmart I overheard a woman asking for water filters that don't use carbon. When the clerk asked why, she said, "I'm actually allergic to carbon." Reddit. What's the dumbest thing you've ever heard seen at Walmart? I saw this young couple giggling, touching, having a nice time. All of a sudden the guy gets on one knee and starts proposing right by the Pop-Tarts and the chick starts freaking out. Not in Walmart, you idiot. I am not getting engaged in Walmart. At least the gal had class. After buying men a travel-sized sundries, the cashier asked where we were going. We told her that we're going to Europe. Then she asked if we spoke Europe. I had no idea what to say. One of my friends bought a package of donuts, and the cashier opened the box and poked a couple of the donuts for no reason whatsoever. Yep, these are definitely not bagels. Once I saw a woman standing in front of a shelf of hard taco shells complaining to an employee that they don't have any soft taco shells. When the employee asked if she meant tortillas, the lady said no, she wanted a shell. In the condom area, I overheard a BFGF discussing their private life. She didn't seem like she wanted to frick, but he insisted because if he doesn't frick, he gets blue balls in which he has to make tiny cuts on his balls to drain the bad blood. She believed him. Abstinence-only adult education, claims another victim. Would you like a free sample of this? Is it free? It's free after you pay for it. I once had a guy who got super duper pee at me for asking if he was paying credit or debit. He wanted to quote "do it myself." He then went on to explain, that he had never ever been asked that question and it was an invasion on his privacy. Later he suggested I go fornicate my mother. It was also Christmas Eve. Last minute Christmas shopping brings the best out of people. I went to Walmart once on a hot, rainy Florida summer afternoon. This massive thunderstorm was outside and the power kept going out. There were grown men screaming at the top of their lungs. At least the thunderstorm didn't get inside. My husband's cousin was a stocker at Walmart. He likes to tell the story of one time he was stocking the water aisle and an old woman came up to him asking if he could run in the back to get her a fresh case of water. He asked her how did she determine which was the freshest water. She replied that when she shook the water, it had bubbles in it. He went into the back, grabbed the nearest case of water for her and she was very happy. At my local Walmart, we have a Subway near the front doors. Whilst ordering myself a sub, this rather large woman in front of me ordered 2 XL Diet Cokes with, and I quote, "no ice." Because my husband and I are allergic to ice, the worker and myself both burst into spontaneous laughter until said worker looked at the customer, quickly stopped their laughter and said, "Oh, you weren't joking." I continued to laugh the whole way to the car. At least their allergy doesn't react to it after it melts. Only in Murica. Lots of questionable parenting. Last night I made a late Walmart run around 10:30. In front of me in line was a woman who had her infant son in the little baby seat part of the cart. Now, when I say infant, I mean he couldn't have been older than 4 or 5 months. He wasn't in a baby seat. He wasn't strong enough to sit up on his own for long periods of time, and he was clearly very tired. He kept flopping over because there was nothing supporting him and trying to fall asleep, and his mom kept pushing him back into a sitting position and poking at him saying wake up. We ain't home yet. A friend asked her if he was falling over because he was tired, and she responded with, "Nah, he just all floppy cause he a baby," not to mention the 4 or 5-year-old girl that was bouncing around with a candy bar. TLDR, bad parenting. I once saw an obese woman beating a child, probably 5-6 years old, with a loaf of Wonder Bread that was still in the plastic. I just kind of stood there and gawked for a minute while my brain struggled to rationalize what my eyes were seeing. To be fair, it wouldn't really work if it was out of the plastic. I went in there to buy cat food a while back and the male cashier rings up my 13-pound bag of cat kibble and just stands there and stares for what seemed like forever before saying, "So, you got cats?" Nope, just refilling the traps. I'm probably one of the dumb people someone has seen. When my daughter was 1 I had her in a spaghetti strapped dress and while I was looking for a certain shampoo she pulled her dress down. So people walking by saw a 1-year-old girl basically naked in a basket. I saw a lady giving me the eye and gave her a "what is your problem" look. Then I turned around and saw my naked butt daughter in my basket. She hasn't worn that kinda dress since. My truck's crashed. My boat trailer is in the ditch and I'm S-faced. Word for word what a guy on a cell phone said as I walked by him going into Walmart. Someone find this guy and teach him guitar. We have a country music hit on our hands. After 20 minutes of me and another guy trying to find someone in sports outdoors, he goes to pay for his stuff first. He wasn't buying anything that needed to be purchased at that counter. He asks to separate his stuff into 2 purchases. For the first purchase he does cash back from his debit card. For the second purchase he uses all of that cash, but is short and needs to pay the rest with his debit card. The second purchase was running shoes. I bet the guy was trying to prevent a paper trail on one of his purchases. People bartering the prices while at the register. Like the kid at the register can barter and approve prices. I think I used the word barter wrong. I mean, people trying to negotiate the prices while at the register. I went into Walmart to return a stew pot with receipt in hand. The employee accused me of coming into the store with only the receipt and getting the stew pot off the shelf. It was just after Christmas and I had no idea the return line was so long that the end of it was outside. I finally convinced her to look at the video footage and then she gave up on pursuing her accusation. I will never go to Walmart again. Bro, I can't think of a faster way to get to write up at pretty much any retail establishment than by accusing someone of theft with no proof. Man, forget going to the clubs. When I want to meet someone new, I get a basket and walk around Walmart. All the women be at Walmart. Saw a pregnant woman who could have given birth at any moment wearing a shirt she must have bought immediately after her first ultrasound at a few weeks. On the shirt was a picture of the ultrasound stretched very taut across, about the top third of her impregnated belly, with the rest hanging out for all to bear witness. There was text above the picture that read "Mommy's Angel" in Comic Sans or some ridiculous font. Good lord, I hate Walmart. Not at Walmart, but a guy in front of me to get coffee once ordered a black coffee with milk and sugar. I could not for the life of me figure out what he thought a black coffee was. Used to work at a coffee shop, and I had a few co-workers who would ask if someone wanted cream and sugar when the customer ordered black coffee. I totally dropped out of college to stay home with the dog, 99% certain it was a joke, but just 99%. I saw a kid take a fat dump in one of the aisles, like flat out in the middle of the aisle. The kid was about 10 or 11. I was shocked. Then I saw the mom come looking really pee off. But what did she say? Inaudible. You doing that here? Shame on you. Do it in a corner next time. Freaking Walmart. So while this lady said it really stupidly, probably because she doesn't understand her own allergy, there are people who are allergic to the standard carbon filters in water filters. They are actually allergic to the fact that they are traditionally made from petroleum-based carbon. There are alternatives, such as coconut shell-based carbon filters. For those people, I just googled allergic carbon water filter, or something like that, and saw an ad for coconut-based water filters that said that most other water filters were petroleum-based, and that coconut-based can be better for people with allergies. I then posted this and didn't expect it to get anywhere near the amount of attention it got. TLDR, I'm probably wrong. The replies to me are probably right. Or she had some other reason that she didn't feel like explaining, and she went with "I'm allergic" because it rarely invites follow-up questions. Till all the Walmarts in my region are normal. More self-introspection might be required. Just yesterday, we were in line with a younger couple who had a newborn-looking baby. My daughter, 3, wanted to look, so I politely asked them if my daughter could look at their baby. The lady says, yes, she can look. Here I'll get her out. Her name is Anastasia Serenity Faith. I nodded thinking this chick is crazy. She yanked this baby right on out of its car seat and propped her up on her stomach. We said thank you, and she kept on going, telling me how her baby is only 8 weeks old and how advanced she is, such as already talking, skipped cooing and went straight to walking. She is telling me this 8-week-old baby is climbing up onto tables already and skipped crawling as well. There sure are some nutty butt people out there. Heck, this just happened on Friday. Popped in a Walmart to see if we needed anything and, sure enough, I found a movie I wanted, grabbed the thing and went to stand in one of the many really long lines. I got in the 15 items or less line thinking it'd have to be faster than the other lines when I realized there were a lot of carts but not many people in said line. Turns out the lady at the front had not one full cart, not two, but 3 full carts of stuff. Another line opened and I got in that one. When I got to the front I was informed I'd have to go to the electronics section to get the case removed from my movie. I went back there and couldn't find anyone working the section. After 10 minutes of looking, I grabbed a stock person to ask where the electronics person was, and he pointed over by the TVs. It was a guy in normal street clothes watching TV with one of his buddies. I watched a lady walk through the pharmacy department twice before she approached me and asked where the pharmacy was. I told her to turn around and it still took her a moment to register what she was looking at. Also, it's worth nothing, the pharmacy at our Walmart is in the middle of the store, so it's like a building within a building, with huge signs on all 4 sides. That's not a pharmacy. Overheard in the checkout line. Teen girl 1. I'm going to Arizona, Texas over summer vacation. Teen girl 2. I don't think Arizona is in Texas. Teen girl 1. Yeah it is. It's like the capital of Texas or something. I used a cashier at Walmart. At one point, checking out a customer, I looked down to see her child licking the conveyor belt. She was completely oblivious. I have lots of other stories from that job, but most are more horrifying and less dumb. When I worked at CVS I had a customer complaining to a random person about nasal sprays, saying she doesn't want all those additives in them and just wants something basic with salt and water, and was upset they were putting things like sodium chloride in it, Fasapam, sodium chloride and hydrogen monoxide. I made the unfortunate mistake of ending up in line behind a couponer once at Walmart. I had probably 20 items. She had probably 35, and she haggled and bitched about the discounts on every single coupon. The cashier was actually relieved by someone else during this one customer because it took probably 20 minutes to get her out of the store, and it was busy as frick. So I was essentially trapped by the 3 people behind me anyway. She finally finished checking out and the store manager came over to me and thanked me for my patience, then gave me $10 off of my total order, which was fine I guess. But I've never wanted to see someone die so much in my life. I mean, hey great, you saved $35 on fudge stripes, you horrible inconsiderate piece of crap. As a former Walmart cashier, I hated people like that, especially when half the coupons are expired or for crap they didn't buy. So glad I don't work that job anymore. I work in the dairy department. Was stocking the yogurt one day and a hand reaches right in front of my face so that she could get the one she wanted. I stepped back, all too used to people being too impatient to just let me finish the one case I'm stocking, and the lady then proceeded to explain why she was buying said yogurt. This one is my cat's favorite, she said with this creepy smile. I couldn't figure out which was worse. The fact that this lady clearly was way too obsessed with her cats that she's buying them yogurt. The fact that you should not feed a cat dairy products at all, to the best of my understanding. Or the fact that her cat had somehow conveyed to her how much it enjoyed the light apple turnover flavor. I worked at Walmart for 6 months. The dumbest thing I ever saw at Walmart was Walmart, specifically, their theft policy. If you want to steal crap, do it from Walmart. There's literally nothing we can do about it. Even if I physically observe you putting something into your pocket, I still can't do anything. We have a single secret shopper, and he's the only human in the entire building that can hold you for police. But even he has to witness you do it. So if I see you do it, and he walks up, and I go, hey John, that guy put something in his pocket just now, I saw it, doesn't matter. Even if it's on camera, doesn't matter. If a regular employee sees you, doesn't matter. This one single human in all of Walmart has to physically observe you taking it. Our only line of defense is aggressive hospitality, so yeah, if a clerk sees you put something into your pocket, we are instructed to walk over and say, can I help you find anything? We have to offer the thieves our assistance. I always thought this was hilarious. Not only can we not do anything, we have to offer help. Another thing that always blew my mind was stolen credit cards. I would have, at least twice a day, someone come in and just swipe credit card after credit card. one after another, all with different numbers. It would go like this: declined, 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 accepted, and there was literally nothing I could do about it. We're not allowed to ask for it unless prompted by the register, as in alcohol or cigarettes. I had so many iPods get stolen this way. Freaking people. All of the information I've relayed here, I learned in orientation. It was all told to me by one person. So if that person was personally mistaken on any of their policies, I don't know. But she seemed to know her crap, and she was running the orientations after all. Also, when this theft policy came up, I asked a lot of questions. I was baffled by what she told me, so I asked more. The more I asked, the more I was informed how little we should actually do. What I wrote above is literally exactly how it was explained to me. I'm sure a lot of other stores in other states do it a little different. These were just the rules, as they were relayed to me, at my particular Walmart supercenter. Also, the credit card thing happened my first night on the floor, and every subsequent night for the 6 months I worked there. So, the secret shopper is the one that told me that I should not be worried. I didn't do anything wrong, because I can only ask for it if the register prompts me. Obviously, this might not be Walmart's policy in writing, but it is indeed what I was told by an authority figure, and it's the mentality that every other co-worker I ever saw work a register in electronics had as well. Take it all with a grain of salt before you go stuffing crap in your pockets at Walmart is all I'm trying to say, but I'm definitely not lying. Walked past someone on the phone. Oh, you stopped by the house today? Didn't nobody home? Didn't nobody home? With all that Georgia on her mind, I guess there was no room for any of those English lessons. I believe she meant, wasn't. On a bus in Chicago I saw a woman ask another woman WHO name do it got in regard to her baby, TLDR, who name do it got. I overheard a conversation between 2 customers and 3 cashiers over which flag it was that hung over the doorway. While staring at it, they guessed Mexican, Spanish, Canadian, British, Confederate and Japanese. It was the Alabama state flag. We were in Alabama. We were in Alabama. Well, there's your problem. I saw a really obese woman in one of the motorized carts berating her skinny redneck husband for grabbing the wrong kind of pills. She keeps screaming, I need my crap pills. I live in the South and these were about the most redneck people I ever saw. I work on the overnight shift as a stocker and every night I find random stuff from all over the store crammed in the back of the shelves. People will get a basket, fill it up with items such as bikinis, toothpaste, DVDs, Russian ammunition, 3 times now, etc., and just cram it in, say, the shelves in the paper towel aisle. The worst was a week ago when I realized that there had been a strange smell in the chemicals aisle that I was working that had persisted for about the last month. I finally identified the source of the odor to be a ham from the deli department that had expanded and looked like a balloon due to the massive amounts of bacteria that had grown over time. So, Reddit, tell your family and friends, do not throw random junk, especially meat, from all over the store into random shelves. My brother taught me a game to play in Walmart called That's My Pokemon. The goal is to find the weirdest, dumbest looking person in the store and claim them as your Pokemon. Everyone only gets 1 Pokemon, though, and you can't take back a claim. I know it's horrible, but we've had some pretty hilarious rounds. This, sir, is a disgrace to the majestic creatures called Pokemon. LOL. But seriously, my friends and I used to do the same thing. Except the person we picked is our zombie partner, as in, they'd basically be our ticket out. Slow, dumb, stupid, and likely to get eaten by zombies. I had a guy ask me for clear whiteout when I used to work at Staples. I just kinda looked at him and said I don't think that will work very well. I used to work there as a cart B. I was told to clean the woman's bathroom and found part of a finger. That was fricked up. Upvote for cart B. I work at a McDonald's inside Walmart. I was rolling the trash bin through the lobby and a little kid yells, wow, look at all that trash. I just want to throw up all over it. I don't even. I was there at 5 AM trying to buy a fishing license so my buddy and I could go to the beach and fish. The brain dead graveyard sporting goods stocker cashier was having all sorts of problems with the machine when all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this gnarly chola bee with painted on eyebrows, no offense to all you other gnarly cholas with painted on eyebrows, came out of nowhere with 2 toddlers in tow at 5 AM, wearing a wife beater that said juicy on it, sweats and a camo trucker's cap. She proceeds to interrupt, ask my cashier, so do you guys like have any of these license plate holders? She holds up a chain link license plate holder but like in all rhinestones and crap. She then pesters him to call around to other Walmarts to see if they have them in. This is the only one within 35 miles open 24 hours. I wasn't sure if it seemed so ridiculous because I was a little stony baloney, or just another example of why I need to stop shopping at Walmart. I officially gave up on Walmart when the electronics cashier could not spell Incredibles. Once I was waiting in line, and there was a teenage girl in front of me having a screaming, terrified tantrum because her mother wouldn't buy her a bottle of vitamin water. Her mother let her buy fruit roll-ups though, and Hostess cupcakes. Fruit roll-up, strawberry, 50 calories a serving and 7 grams of sugar. Vitamin water, Powerk, 120 calories a serving and 32 grams of sugar. Back in the early part of the century when I didn't have a cell, I was at a Walmart in Dallas buying a phone card so I could call my sister. The lady behind the counter asked me where I was going to be calling. I guess in case I was calling internationally. I told her I would be calling New Mexico. She handed me a phone card with a big Mexican flag on it, and I told her no, I'm calling New Mexico. She looked at me puzzled, and then said there's a New Mexico. Still the dumbest question I have heard to date. You have been visited by the wealth rat. Subscribe in 12 seconds and he will share his wealth with you. Like and subscribe, you magnificent person.